a scavenger hunt? I think we should. It's a little chilly in here. So this one go right here just for a minute. Interesting. Maybe that's why I've been fighting for my life to see. Hey everybody. Give me 1 minute, let me put my eyeballs on. As y'all can tell, I don't be using these when I'm not on here. Very rarely unless I'm driving. As soon as I get off of here, these things come off my eyes. That's probably, I don't know if that's making it worse or better. But that's what we're doing around here. Hey everybody. Hey. You said I actually got a notification this time. Y'all know they playing. Y'all want to have a discussion before we go get on the bus or what? Did y'all see that our president used the bus that we used? My hair is wet too, y'all, and oily. So if I get to wiping my hands, it ain't because my hair is dirty. It's actually because it's very clean. Did y'all see he used our Miss Frizzle bus? Did you see it? I said, not you use it. You won't be learning nothing. I'm gonna need them not to steal our stuff. Thank you. Putting all them people on that bus, like, sir, you don't even. You said, hey, Sister Dean, it's official. I defended my dissertation and now I'm a doctor. Congratulations! Ooh, wait, Dr. Trina. Okay, so we got us another doctor around here. Come on, congratulations. You said, huh? Oh, yeah, that part. Okay. Listen. Yeah, and you don't want to be a part of WOIU. It's the most amazing people over here, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, y'all. Congratulations, sis. Congratulations. In real life. You know, some things the devil be fighting you so hard right before your blessing come. You know, he be making you want to give up because he know God getting ready to answer your prayers. That's normally what it is. Faith, you said Father God is still in the blessing. Of course, he will be until the last day, which is amazing. Okay, yeah. Hey, you said hey, sir and family, congratulations, Dr. Trina. Thank you, Miss Moore. Everybody said congratulations, Pumpkin. Look at that. Come on. That is what I'm talking about. We got doctors over here and stuff, you know? And dude, that's pretty cool. That is really cool. Honestly. Pretty cool. Hey, Pumpkin. So look here. Did anybody do the homework? And be very mindful of what you type today. Because y'all, as much as I love everybody, we've been doing this 4.5 years. And some people just gonna be blocked over on certain social medias from now on, because I feel like we too grown, and from the beginning I've been saying the same thing, so I'm not gonna keep saying that, because we're in a time where you not thinking about what you say and type could be instant, and it's gonna be instant over here too. Okay, so don't think Circa being mean or nothing. I'm not, because I done said it more times than I care to. And the fact that I still have people saying my bad and I'm sorry, I love y'all, but we are in a very dangerous time. And if you did the homework, you understand why I've been harping on certain things for 4.5 years. Yes or no? Hmm. Hmm. So the I'm sorry's and my bad, and this ain't to nobody in particular. This is a PSA. When I see it, I'm just gonna block you. Because we too dang grown. I'm not about to keep doing that. And I'm not about to keep being irritated because folks don't want to listen. It's been too long. I can see if I had only said it like once or twice, pretty much every one of my classes. So yeah, I won't be doing that. I don't want to spend my energy being irritated. Hey, so moving on. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right. So if you did the homework, did you take notes? And remember when you give your answer what I just said. Okay? Because for just showing 1 minute of the 4-minute video I wanted to show y'all, it was dings over here. I don't want none of them problems today. Okay? Thank you, Pumpkin. I appreciate you. You hear me? Because we can't get the message out if folks is not able to get to us. And they're not hiding us for no reason. So, be mindful. Okay? Okay. You said I watched the first one mentioned at 6 a.m. and that was quite you said it was quite the way to start my day. Right. So the first one, you see a young lady and she's under a machine. Right? Ain't that how it start? We agree. Okay, good. Feel like that was a lot this morning, Miss Kim? Do you? If you did the homework, the first one I asked y'all to watch, it starts out in a certain way. And you think that was a lot for 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not picking on you. I just want you to see something. You said, well, it starts in the grocery store, but very quickly leads to that. Right. Well, you know what I mean in the beginning of it. Right. And that's a lot. That could be a lot. You know, it's not probably something you want to think about early in the morning. Can I show you something? I'm gonna just show you a screen recording that I made earlier today. And you tell me what you think about it, if they gonna let me. Oh, there we go. Are you ready? Yes. So, what I'm about to show you was 2 days ago on my daughter's birthday. Okay? So crazy that in the movie it's like, whatever. Right? Okay? Now look here. This was 2 days ago on my daughter's 24th birthday. Now I think it's interesting and I think we should watch it. This says Christians in Nigeria to continue to cry out and pray as many are being unalive because of their faith in Nigeria. Y'all been seeing people be buried alive with their hands out the dirt. They said that was AI. Then I just watched a video of them having 4 people standing in a hole about 7 feet tall, and they was dumping dirt on them. But we're gonna move on. Okay, tell me how this make you feel after you see and watch this. Okay. Did the hair on your body stand up? Because it did on mine. When I watched it now and the 2 times I watched it prior to. Do you know why she's praying? She's praying because all of them people right there are about to be unalived for believing in Jesus. Sherry. Oh, you don't know it's over here already, honey. It's already over here. Yep. Honey, what? Oh, we're just seeing a preview of what will be shortly, which is why there's a crazy lady on the internet that has been asking you a certain question for a few years. Are you ready to lose your breath for the person that lost their breath for you? Are you ready? You'll want to be. Okay? Right. Right. That lady is praying. Did you see that baby crying? Because that baby know what's up. That was a little kid. Not the lady speaking, the person in their mama arms, because people are being just do me a favor. If you don't believe me, go look up Nigerian crisis Christian real quick. Take 3 minutes and go look up what you see. You said it really makes you think about that. I pray my adult children make the right choice. Listen, just go look up Nigeria crisis Christian or Nigerian Christian. Just go look it up and tell me what you think. Real quick. Just go look and see. Excuse me. Remember, I told you I had a hypothesis that the places that are being attacked the most by certain things are places where they absolutely know that the dispersed tribes went to. For months, God kept giving me, I love not my life unto death, and I couldn't understand. Now I do. Leandra, it's a real thing. Hey. When you come back, all I need you to write is see it. That's it. See it. Pharaoh Thumb is wild, right? You saw it, nephew. You seen it. Okay. Who did the homework? If you got a chance to watch Image of the Beast, just say yes. Hopefully you got to watch Prodigal Planet too, but if you did not, it's cool. I know folks is working and whatnot. Okay. Okay.
Is now portrayed as the enemy. Israel is now portrayed as the enemy of Christians. And the enemies of Christians are portrayed as the friends of the United States. Iran, a friend of the United States, an innocent victim. The Muslim Brotherhood, who chant death to America alongside Iran, friends of America. Hamas, these monsters who burned babies, raped our women, beheaded our men, and chant death to America, friends of America. Israel has a thriving Christian community, the only thriving Christian community in the broad radius of the Middle East, where Christians are not tolerated, they're cherished. You can light Christmas trees in Nazareth, but in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, when Israel left and the Palestinian Authority came in, the Christian majority shrank from 80% to under 20% because there was no more Israel to protect them.
You hear me? Crazy, right? Crazy. Real crazy. Didn't I tell y'all? Hmm. Listen. If you did the homework, right? Thank you. If you did the homework, okay, you see it, yes or no? Remember what was just being played right before that? Hey, Pumpkin. Okay. Remember what was just being played right before that? and then remember what we played. And then remember what I said in between there. And I said, here we go. That I believe they know where the other 10 tribes are, and that's where all the atrocities are happening. Remember, we studied the migration of the peoples out of a certain area and who they were taken captive by and all of those things. And if you go and you look at where certain things are happening, it's looking like the places where certain people were scattered to. Hmm. If you watched the homework last night, did y'all get to the crazy old dude in the thing at the end or in the middle of it? Did y'all find him? Did y'all see what he was on? The old man with the white hair. Did you see what he had rolled up like a cute little shade? Did you see it? Did you see why I said I think the bowls and the trumpets are not linear, but like stacked on top of each other? Because if you watch that movie and then you look at what's going on around the world right now, does it not line up to that? If you move the rapture to the end, what's it look like? If you move the rapture to the end of those movies, it should look familiar. Very. You said it's almost like they're doing just in case work in those places. Oh, come on. Come on, nephew. Well, okay. So who remembers that study in Revelation? We're going somewhere with this, and I know, and I didn't even know what I was going to study this morning. All I hear on my body is standing up. It's pretty good. Okay, so look. Y'all remember the other day when I asked the question, you said my screen just closed. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say that because then they're reading it. And when it happens, just say I got kicked out because, right? Whatever I say and whatever y'all type is being whatever. So we just got to find another way to say it because then that alerts the people that we know that they hear. I already know that they going to not let y'all in. I already know all of that stuff. And I'm not saying it to you. I'm just saying, like, again, that kind of goes along with whatever. So, did y'all see the people trying to use their EBT card in the movie? Okay, tell her I said congratulations. Um, did y'all see it? Did y'all hear the conversations about why sometimes their EBT cards didn't work in the homework? Did y'all see the scene where they ran into the little place and then the green dude showed up? And there was whatever you missed, you go to YouTube and get it. Did you see that he asked a specific question when they was in that little dark closet little place? The dude in the green, did you see that? And he said, let me see some specific stuff. Did you hear anything that sounds familiar about what you let fall out of your pie hole? Was that a vital tool in said movie, show, tutorial? Being cautious of what you say, leave behind, speak about, if you watched the movie, is going to be very, very vital. Okay? It's going to be, I mean, because again, I don't know if y'all saw the little boy in the next movie with the balloon or not. The same red balloon that was on the clown show. Did you see? Did they discriminate because little Billy was 5 or 6 or 4? Did they care that he was a child? I believe they had him in a tunic as well, didn't he? Oh, okay. 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 Speaking of the temple, Pumpkin, don't listen. Raver. I love you. Just hold on and watch what you type. We're gonna say it in a different way. Adopt. Because they're already digging us over here. I love you. Okay? We're getting to it. All right. When you got to the place of worship, was there a specific thing that you saw? Okay? You hear me? Now, why would that specific thing be in the place of worship? Why would said thing that was being discussed in the place of worship be being discussed there? Does that sound familiar to what you hear in places of worship right now? Hello? There's more business discussed in places of worship than there is word most times. Talking about the investments, talking about notoriety and all of these different things. It's not about we need to rebuild this, we gotta pay the contractors. We need to upgrade this, we gotta pay to this, we gotta updo this, we gotta is that not what you hear? And there is a specific thing with a whole bunch of dots on it that you can use to contribute to said business. Yes or no? And it's a part of an electrical system. Did you hear what the pastor was talking about? And if you put Nari in the place of Cece, does that part of the movie make more sense to you? Hey, Neat. If you put Nari where they said oil fields, it changes, but it makes perfect sense for today. Right? It's literally what's on the news right now. Hey. Right? Is that not what the conversation that we're hearing right now? If you didn't listen, even when they was pulling them out of their seats to go talk to them, I hope you had your captions on, because that was the most important part of what, literally word for word, what we heard that man say in that pulpit is now. All of it. Or am I tripping? Did y'all see it? Or did y'all go to sleep? Hello? Are they stopping comments? They must be. You said my mouth dropped when I heard him and the one thing on the neck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where they got stung by the things on the things and the things? Where they was laid out? In the grass, because they was just wanting to look at the sky. You said, can I hear the pastor saying what he was saying? I said, that's what we talked about in class. Okay. But we're literally also watching it on the news. So going back, oh, I gotta be careful with this book. So going back to this, You said Nyla is just sitting here quiet watching you. I guess she remembers your voice. Hi, Pumpkin. It's your TT. Is you? You remember me? Well, you about to learn today. Hi, Pumpkin. She said, now, wait a minute, Mama. I know this lady. Do we know her? I think I know her. I think. Hi, baby girl. That's that. I just had this conversation with my son. So you came in and confirmed. I said somebody even told me that the cat come lay down and like lay down by the phone. I said even the cats. And then here you are. He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah." Somebody came and said whenever their cat hears my voice, they come. Who said? I don't know if you in here now. Somebody else said that too. That the dogs and the cats come and like sit. I said that's interesting. And this little baby who is new. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Did we already? Girl. Okay. Do not get mad at your TT. Did we already know that she was born, or is you surprising me and telling me that she's she's been born, right? How old is she now, girl? Listen, I'm getting like the old grandmas now. I You said tell him the babies as well. I will, girl, because it's a lot of my great nieces and great great nieces and nephews now, on here and in real life. Like my cousin was telling me something about her nephew, and I said, wait, so which age is he in? Is he with my younger two or my older two? And okay, wait a minute, hold on, whose baby is that? I'm at that age now, y'all. Please don't get mad at your titsy girl. You said we sent you. Okay, yes, that's right. I do have a picture. You said it's okay. You said you just had some more grandchildren, so I understand. Thank you, Pumpkin, because I be trying to put the babies together. I do have a picture of her. That's right, and I did not share it with nobody in the community. I do. You right. You see, y'all. Thank you for giving your auntie some grace and some mercy, girl. Cause it be. Listen, you said my dog is scared of the lightning, and he keeps coming when you speak. Interesting. Interesting. So look, we know what that's wild. We know what this is, right? We know what this is. We had a look at it yesterday and a few days ago too. Okay? Or not a few days ago, but since we've been here. So also, do y'all remember the question that I was asking y'all the other day about the 144,000? And I said, do you think they have to be alive or unalive in order to come back with Jesus on the mount? And then we read Revelations 14 and Revelation 7. Well, 14, and then we was in Revelation 7. Do y'all remember? And we gave our hypothesis on what it would be, right? Y'all know the answer been sitting in our book the whole time. In several places in our OTP book 1. Did you? And we didn't read it. The very question we was asking just the other day is answered several freaking times in our OTP book 1. Some of y'all might have known it. I didn't. But I've read it. And then we've read it together. And then it didn't make sense until today. Right? Do y'all want to look for the answer with me? Because I wrote it all down so I don't forget. For just in case. Because it was a lot of flip-flopping and through. Do y'all want to know? Anybody? I said interesting. Okay, good. Do you have a pen and paper? Because you'll need that. And you're going to need your book 1. Okay. I'm going to run to the restroom. Make me some Java. And we're going to get this started. And honestly, which is really crazy, this has a lot to do with your homework. The Prodigal Planet. You said, okay. Okay. Well, you know, if you driving or whatever, you don't have to worry about it, baby girl. Get safe. Okay. So, okay. So, get your pen if you need your snacks, whatever you need, because the answer to that whole who's coming with Jesus on the cloud, yeah, it was answered. And now, see, I think that King James and some other people, when they put it together, the scholars, I think, of course, God allowed him to do it the way that he did it. But I also think that putting certain things in there, but not specifying or making clear exactly who that was, I feel like it's kept people confused for a long time, right? And so then people are sitting here and they're guessing and they're trying to figure out what it means. And if we had the rest of the books, it would take all the guesswork out of it. Don't worry about it. I'm about to go make me some coffee. Get y'all stuff. Give me about 2 minutes. I'm gonna run to the restroom. It's real easy. Sorry about that. Just in case y'all forgot how cute these are, I just wanted to show y'all that I am wearing them already. But for right now, they're going to be house shoes because I don't want to take them outside and get them all messed up. So just so you know. Okay, here we go. Y'all got y'all book one. Y'all got y'all papers. Right? Please put your time and date on there. And then let's do some... Hi, Pumpkin. You need your if you can. Of course, get your paperwork out. Okay? Okay. You said that's how I feel about new books. What you... Girl, right. Well, I be... Unless they probably gonna be a collector, yeah, nah. I hate to say it, they get treated like the others. Okay? They get treated like the others. Sucks for them. if I'm about to go in, yeah. If it's, you know, like these, and I have to be careful with these. I'm really rough. I'm really rough. Girl, Neat, you know your auntie T Rhodes, you know she kept us together, and she... Do you want to see? Well, did you see the piglet shoes her son did? Girl, hand painted. Hold on, let me go get them. And she shared his page too, y'all. So I'm gonna send y'all over there so y'all can see. He restores. I actually reposted some of his stuff. Girl, her son then did the some piglet shoes. And hand painted these little Vans, girl. Girl, look at these, and he hand painted them. Girl, look at the ones for the baby. He hand painted these, girl. Do you see this? It's crazy. These are for Piglet. Right. Right. What the... And his mama, Vans is her favorite shoe. I don't even know how they be knowing. I don't even know how y'all be knowing. Vans is his mama's favorite shoe. She said, oh, Mom. I said, right. And they don't even know that your favorite shoe is a Van, honey. Is a Van. So I'm sure she gonna have on, and Dad she gonna find him a pink, white, and black outfit, and whenever he wear them, they gonna have something on too. For sure. Okay, so here we go. If you got your book one, OTP, just the regular one, the one we started with. First. Here we go. Oh, is it charged? Probably not. Okay. Oh, but this one is good. All right, here we go. All right. Can you go to Revelation 7, please? First, let's go there. Also, did y'all get a chance to watch The Seventh Sign? I can't remember if I asked y'all this or not. Okay. But y'all did watch it. Okay. Did y'all see anything in there that was interesting? You don't have to say right now, but doesn't it seem like a lot of that is going on as well right now? So between those three movies, it's somebody said because all these celebs is in the first half of the Rapture. I laughed so hard, hilarious. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tiv, y'all. It was in the movie. Interesting. Did y'all see the color of the sky? Did y'all see the color of the sky? And then if you go look around places in the world, it's so funny. That's the same sky that's surrounding, like in Texas right now. Texas got that sky. A couple other places got that same sky. You said, yep, and that was the color I seen in my dream, and everybody had things on their face. Interesting. Again, the seventh sign, Image of the Beast, and Prodigal Planet are three shows, movies, whatever on Tubi that you need to go watch. Okay, here we go. Yeah, baby. We studied about those, didn't we, T? The big old softballs that's gonna be, you know, interesting. It's a lot of stuff in there that when we watched this, what, last year or the year before, we knew, but no. Hold on. Wait, this is interesting. Okay. Very crazy. You saw how when the angel got off of the boat and it was cool and everybody was looking like, who the heck are you? Can I ask you a question? Is the place where he got off the boat in the first couple minutes, are they going through something right now? If you've watched The Seventh Sign, you understand that when the angel gets off the boat, immediately he's in a specific area. And there's a little boy. Excuse me. It's a little boy there, and there's something to do with the fish. You said the coin and seal he broke looked familiar to what you showed us the other day. Interesting, nephew. As to why we need to understand what the signs and symbols look like so you can know who you're looking at. You think it's important to know signs and symbols right now or no? I think it's important. I think digging deeper into every single thing that was placed in the holy books is worth looking deeper because then you'll understand. Okay, so here we go. The 144,000 sealed and the number that came with them. How many times have we heard this? 1,652,000. Here we go. After this, I saw four angels. I need you to write down four angels. If you're in Revelations, I'm in NIV too. Sorry, I should have said that. I'm in NIV version. Okay? Here we go. Standing at the four corners of the earth. I need you to write down four corners. So we got four angels, we got four corners. Right? Okay. It says holding back the four winds. So we got four angels, we got four corners, and we got four winds. Interesting. I need you to write down four winds. It says, of the earth to prevent any wind from blowing on the land or on the sea or on any tree. Then I saw another angel coming up from the east, having the seal of the living God. What was being broken in the seventh sign? Can you tell me? Ooh, Dad. Okay. Ah! Yes! Y'all know whenever I can find a prop, and you never know what something is going to be used for. So let's do it. I always put this on. I ain't gonna say always, but alright, most times. And if it ain't right, it's just gonna have to be that way today. Okay. Y'all know we gotta put our props together. So, oh boy was walking through, right? Different places, and he had something like this in his hand, no? Right? This was me practicing a seal. Right? The document every single place. Did y'all see his little setup on 7 sign where he was sitting at his desk and what he had there? You know, it's so funny. Let me see. Oh, I put him all the way up there. Dog it. All right, well, we won't be able to use that today, but we're going to do this. So in here, on here, you know, they up there, but they up there in that bag. I'm not getting them down. It's a little thing that I put here, right, to melt the wax. I put a candle here, and then I put my wax on the little thing, and then it heats it up, and then it melts it, and then I get this, right? And we all know kings have these, Game of Thrones, whatever else, but who knew that the first seals came from our dad? Way before a man ever had a seal, God had already wrote out the ones and put them up for now. Okay? Before he even designed what seal was going to go on there. Now, what's really crazy is who remembers us studying the angel sigils or their seals? Because each angel, and even Solomon knew this, and the magicians that do magic and people that pray to angels don't even realize they be doing that. Right? A lot of time we looked at the angel sigils, the good ones and the bad ones. Okay? So we have an angel You said like the seals he gave Solomon. Come on. Come on, nephew. Come on. Okay. We got an angel walking through the world, just showing up on the shores and the roads of different places around the world. And as soon as he left, he would go to a specific location in said country, city, town, and break a seal. Now, this one ain't, oh, it cracked, but his was a lot thicker, okay? But he would go, pop, and drop the decree. Did he not? Oh, I don't hear my body is thinning up, y'all. He didn't argue with nobody. None of that. He got there, interacted with who he needed to interact with, popped that seal, and dropped it where it lay. Because God said what he said, and you about to see it. Huh? He didn't argue with nobody. He asked a few questions. But whatever it was that was in that envelope, there was no stopping it. Okay? It didn't matter. Even when the young lady got the seal being nosy, and she cracked it, and immediately she was on the floor. It was the earthquake. It was all of these stuff. So you can go meddling and get some, but that don't mean it's going to stop what's getting ready to come. Because what God hid away behind sealed envelopes eons ago, we getting ready to see what's inside. You know how you get to a place and you get ready to eat and everybody got their food covered up? You can smell certain things and you know it's some food over there, but all the smells are mixing together. But once you get up to the serving table and they have then uncovered what it is, then you can choose what you want to take part in. Well, get this. Every single part of the earth has devoured sin, and they have heaped it up and heaped their plates so high with things that God, even the leaders, okay, around the world. And God said, oh, I'm just so happy that y'all like to heap up stuff for yourselves, because I'm about to show you something. You're going to sit there at that table and you're going to eat every bit of it. The world is about to see what I wrote out and hid come to pass. And it's been behind his seal since the beginning, because these things were already written way before now and sealed away. That's why they call it a mystery. Okay? Here we go. It's a real thing, okay? That people need to understand, that it doesn't matter if you've been hearing about it for 75 years, 35 years, if you done heard it preached every kind of single way, that don't mean it's not going to happen still. It don't matter if your great-grandma and your great-great-grandma and your great-great-grandpa was telling you about it. What matters is that you're living through it. That's the difference in their life and your life. Okay? Maybe those people have passed on and they're not even here anymore, but God allowed you to think you was eavesdropping on a conversation when you was 10 or 11 that scared the mess out of you. Whole time it was getting you ready for now, because grandma or papa wasn't going to be here no more. But you and your children or your grandchildren will be living through it. Okay, here we go. Now, we're not going to read all of this, okay? We're just going to read down to 4. And then we're going to skip down. So it says, Then I saw another angel coming up from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he called out in a loud voice to the four angels who had been given power to harm the land and the sea. Interesting. Do you think land and sea is being harmed right now? With oil spills and all kinds of stuff, what's happening to the marine life? The plastic in the oceans and all of the different chemicals and all these different things. You said, so glad I listened to my 90-year-old grandma about old time herbs. Come on. Okay, I just want to see. All right, let's see. Do not harm the land or the sea or the trees until we put a seal on the foreheads of the servants of our God. I'm going to just say this. What if that seal started in 2019 or 2020? We'll say it started in 20 and 21. But what if that seal started being put on people? Because I want you to just imagine with me, hypothetically. Okay? Y'all want to go on a hypothetical journey? Just hear me out. Okay? Even though we know that there were people that volunteered for a certain thing way before 2020, like in 2006, and then again in 2016, there was all this stuff about like volunteering to be able to live freely and not have to worry about certain things, right? Do you think the devil is cunning? Do you think he's cunning? Shrewd? Okay. Doesn't he always try to get to stuff before God gets to it? Okay. So, does it make sense, hypothetically, if during a certain time, okay, there were certain people being, you know, stamped, right, with a seal because he knew that other people were then being sealed? Right? So, in a specific time in the last 10 years, right, there were people that got a specific stamp, and then they could take certain things and put it here, and then people learned about micro things that can go in as a liquid, like in X-Men, and then solidify once they are in a specific space. Hmm. Right. And on. Or on and. right? On and, right? So wouldn't it make sense that he would use on and around the same time that God started to mark his people? Is this why certain things you couldn't do unless you had a certain thing? Because we know he don't care about hiding nothing from you. He's a deceiver. That's just theory. Okay, here we go. I know y'all be like, where's she going? Just stay with me. Here we go. I'm trying to tell you something. Ugh. Then I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. So we know the tribes. We're going to go down here. Right here is where it gets important. 9. After this, I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count. After this, I looked, and there before me, after he saw the 144,000, right after he saw them, he saw a multitude that no one could count from every nation, tribe, people, language, standing before the throne and before the Lamb. They were wearing white robes and were holding palm branches in their hands. And they cried out in a loud voice, salvation belongs to our God who sits on the throne and to the Lamb. Interesting. Okay? Really quickly, I need you to go down to verse 13. It says, then one of the elders asked me, these in white robes, who are they? And where did they come from? And I answered, sir, you know. And he said, these are they who have come out of the what? If y'all reading along with me, what's it say right there? These are they who have come out of the, what is it? Right. The great tribulation. Because there's been tribulation before, but not like what it's. Okay. Okay, good. I need you to write down great tribulation. Okay. These are the people that got the white robes. They came out of the great tribulation. Okay? Here we go now. They have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore, they are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his what? Temple. And he who sits on the throne will shelter them with his presence. Okay? And we know they'll never be hungry and all of that. I need you to just note those scriptures if you can. Okay. You said, I've been telling my cousin this. I told her she made it through. Now it's time to tell her testimony. Listen. Okay, so listen. Can you get your book 1? Okay. And the first place that I need you to go in book 1 is page 718. And we're going to read chapter 8. The victory. So the first I need you to go to 7:18. Okay? It says, then the seed will fight against the power, those who will receive his name upon the water, and all of them all. I need you to mark this part right here. And a cloud of darkness will come upon them. If you don't have that underlined, I need you to underline it, please. Okay, I got it marked, but I'm gonna underline mine too. You see it? Did you underline it? Yes? Okay, good. Who remembers sometime in the last year and a half where they said if a specific cord got cut under the water, do not say where it is or whatever, that it would get rid of like a lot of the internet? This pen smells so good. Ooh. Do y'all remember this? And it would cause certain things to go off, black, not usable, whatever. Right? Does it make you think about how easy it would be for this said cloud of darkness to come upon them, seeing as how 99.9% of the things that are running right now run on a specific type of cables and things that are all connected to in order to have the www right? So the easiest way to cause darkness would be that, right? In our world today. Or am I tripping? Hmm? Okay. Just keep that in your mind. Then the peoples will cry out with a loud voice, saying, blessed is the soul of those men, because they have known God with a knowledge of truth. Could that be because the information will not be available to those that just discounted it and didn't think anything, and they didn't think it was important to find out, because then they won't have access to it, because one, certain things are coming up missing and being destroyed, and then if you have complete darkness with no certain stuff, then that makes sense as to why they would be saying, dang, it's crazy that you know all this. How did you know this? How did you find this information out? Or where did you get this information from? Did y'all see that in the movie when they was talking to the old man? Didn't they ask him, how do you know all of this stuff? Who are you? And this was after what they knew normally was not going on, right? I didn't know if y'all picked that up. Interesting. All right, here we go. It says they will live for eons and of eons because they have not corrupted in their desire with the angels, nor have they accomplished the works of the powers, but they have stood before him in a knowledge of God like light that has come out of fire and blood. Can you just write those two things down, please? I'm going to leave that because I don't want them to be trying to be crazy. But we have done every deed of the powers senselessly. What is a power? Tell me what a power is. Anybody know? Think about what they just said right above this about two. Aren't powers angels? Okay, so if we go back and we read that right here now, look here. It says, they will live for eons of eons because they have not been corrupted in their desire with the angels, nor have they accomplished the works of the angels. You said power means the ability. Hold on. Power means the ability, capacity, or authority to do something, or the rate that which physical work is done or energy is translated. Yeah, we looking at the not the physical, but the metaphysical beings, the powers. See that you see how they put angels up at the top and then they changed what they said to powers. Could that be because that's two different types of angels? Because you have angels, you have archangels, and then you have other ones, and then you have powers. Okay? So that's two different forms of angel right there, or two different degrees of angels right there. So maybe you listened to the lower angels that fell, but maybe you were power thirsty, and so then you went to the powers to do your worship and to do their deeds, right? There's different levels. They tell us there's different levels of success. There's different levels of doors that you have to walk through, and the entities that you have to give certain reverence to in order to get favor from these certain entities and power and money and whatever else it is that you're looking for, right? It's a thing. If you look at most of the stars right now, they have an alternate god a lot of times that they go to get their wealth and fame and fortune and use for their muse, or however you want to say that, like to get their songs and whatnot. Yes. And we can almost tell which god it is because they put their names in the music. You said, man, you was in my cousin and I convo yesterday. Just love it here. You're welcome. We going somewhere. I know y'all like, where is this going? Just bear with me. Okay. Most magic is done when? Not all, but most magic is done when? You said Dad used angels as messengers, but we are not to pray and worship them. Exactly. At night. In the what? In the dark? Tell me where the angels that taught the women are. Where are they? They're trapped in the darkness. Interesting. And you got to use the stars that light the night to do the rituals, right? Nisi Poo, you said the moon, full moon. You have to wait till the Lion's Gate is here, or the such and such is up here, or this stargate something is open, or this star is right above at this degree, and then you have to cleanse all your stuff and do these different things, but it has to be done under a certain celestial body, and you can normally only see that celestial body at night, in the dark. But in the dark, right, under a certain celestial body, okay, you are trying to change God's plan, right? And who left the knowledge for man to be able to do this? The angels that are in the darkness, and people are still going and finding this information and using it to try to change God's plan, right? Even the devices, and the Bible talks about Satan's devices, even the devices that we use right now are magic devices. Everybody. Yes or no? So if the internet or the electricity goes out completely, the form of magic that most of humanity is using to get their information from angels, angel intelligence, AI, will go what? Dark. How many of you purposely use ChatGPT or AI? Now we can't really help it, but if you have a system where you use that all the time. You said in Memphis they just turned your lights off, right? How do you get your medical records? Most times, how do you enroll your children in school? Now, online. You can do pre-registration, is what they call it, in a lot of things. How do you make dinner reservations? How do you find out how much money you have if you don't want to go to the bank? How do you apply for work? Online. You said portal right in our face. Come on. Come on, Nisi Poo. Okay. So do you think that that could make the world go dark? How do you watch TV? Okay. Um, it says, but we have done every deed of the power senselessly. We have glorified in the transgression of all our works. We have cried out against God. Okay? And it says something is eternal, our spirits. For now we know that our souls will surely die. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that that was them waking up to, oh crap, Jesus is real? Because how long have we been hearing about the days of darkness? I know for a fact since I got over here on TikTok, people been talking about the 3 days, but it's looking like it's been a lot more than 3.
Second largest solar power plant, 25 megawatt switchyard, 66 kV extension bay is completely ruined by flood. Came from China, Tibet. Here it is. It's completely swiped down and fully dismantled. And this is how it is. It is completely ruined by flood.
Their electrical plant is completely wiped out in Nepal, in that area. So that's some more people added to all the people around the world that's already in darkness. Am I getting this straight? Am I getting this right now? Okay. I just hope y'all seeing what I'm seeing, because they're not telling us everything, but we just gonna move on. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So I need you to go to 719 to the conclusion. Okay? And it says, these are the revelations which Adam made known to Seth his son, and his son taught his seed about them. This is secret knowledge of Adam. This is the, secret knowledge of Adam, which he imparted to Seth, which is the holy baptism of those who know the eternal knowledge through the ones born of the word, and the imperishable illuminators, those who came from the holy seed. Now they do this wild, but just look over that. Okay? It's supposed to be Jesus and Moses, and I can't think of the other person that it's supposed to be, but they be playing with the names, right? So we're gonna look over that. Okay? Because y'all know these come from different places, and so they play with the names as much as they can. That being said, I need us to go right here to page 528, the fourth book of Ezra. Y'all, this pen smells so good. Did y'all get any? Y'all over there? 528, you see where it says Ezra's vision of the great multitude. Y'all see it? Page 528. That's so crazy. Okay. It says, I, Ezra, saw on Mount Zion a great multitude, which I could not number. They all were praising the Lord with songs. In the midst was a young man of great stature, taller than any of the others. And on the head of each of them he placed a crown. But he was more exalted than they, and I was held spellbound. Then I asked the angel, Who are these, my Lord? And he answered and said to me, These are they who have put off mortal clothing and put on immortal. Can you tell me what mortal and immortal means? What are the definitions for mortal and immortal? Or immortal? Thank you so much for these pens. This is the cotton candy one, and it is amazing. I don't know if y'all know, but they got essential oil pens. Like if you got to work with people that don't like to bathe, or like you just work in a stressful environment and you need a pen all the time, you should get some of these. They call lifelines, and they have like chocolate, and this one is cotton candy. They have watermelon and all kinds of stuff. They smell real, real good. They're actually, no, for real. I'm serious. That's essential oil in there. Like the pen is down here, but that's essential oil, and you can like push the things down. It's an amazing thing. You said mortal primarily means subject to death or causing death. Interesting. Never destroyed is immortal. Interesting. Okay. So you said you seen it. You saw it at the pharmacy. Interesting. They smell real good, and they work too in calming you too. Like if you got teenagers that be irritated, I'd probably grab them some of these for school, because they smell real, real good. Okay, here we go. And it says, and they have confessed the name of God. Now they are being crowned and receive palms. And then I said to the angel, Who is that young man who places crowns on them and puts palms in their hands? And he answered and said to me, He is the Son of God, whom they confessed in the world. So I began to praise those who had stood valiantly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said to me, Go and tell my people how great and many are the wonders of the Lord God which you have seen. So we know for a fact that Ezra saw all of the people that were unalived in the Great Tribulation. Right? Huh? Hmm? The great multitude from Revelations is the same great multitude that Ezra saw. And they were being crowned because they got rid of their mortal body. What's the definition of valiantly? Anybody know? I know they used to say that knights were valiant, right? Hmm? What's the definition? Ooh, valiantly means acting with great courage, bravery, or determination, especially when facing danger, difficulty, or a powerful opponent. Interesting. Why would the people that are going to get the white robes have to be valiant or have to go acting in heroic, bold, or in resolute way, like standing up for your beliefs and being willing to lose your breath over it? Would you call that valiant? We hear people in our time now say, "Oh, I stand 10 toes down" about a whole bunch of stuff that ain't worth losing your life for. But we gonna move on. Okay. I just wanted to see if you see what I saw. Okay. So now I need you to flip back one page. Okay. Flip back one page. And I know it's like, what? Why are we going backwards? Because I want y'all to see something. So can you go to 527 at the bottom? Nephew. We're going to go backwards. Okay. Here we go. Down at the bottom where it says, rejected by Israel, Ezra turns to the Gentiles. Do you see it? Let's go. I, Ezra, received a command from the Lord on Mount Horeb to go to Israel. And when I came to them, they rejected me and refused the Lord's commandment. Therefore I say to you, O nations that hear and understand, await your shepherd. He will give you everlasting rest, because he who will come at the end of the age is close at hand. Be ready for the rewards of the kingdom, because the eternal light will shine upon you forever. Flee from the shadow of this age. What would you consider the shadow of this age? You said Satan's deception, spirit, technology. Technology. Okay. Entertainment industry. Can you see on the inside of your body without a light? Originally, we were made in light. And then God shrouded us or covered us in darkness. And I don't mean specific color. I mean your soul is hidden on the inside of your body, and it started with a spark. A literal spark of light is how the cells that created you start. So that's how we know that there is a light on the inside of the body. It's a number of places. It talks about the light that is going to radiate from the people that make it to heaven, right? And they won't be shrouded or covered in sin slash darkness anymore. We got this that dies and goes to darkness because we didn't like being light beings. And we were drawn to sin slash darkness, right? So when you flee, okay, the darkness, you're going to be fleeing this right here. And if you didn't work on your spirit, when you leave this said cover of darkness, hopefully you'll be a light being. Because some people are going to be shrouded in darkness forever. Okay? Anytime that the angels showed up that came from God, what did they see? The flesh. What old girl say? There's a leak in this old building. And my soul has got to what? When Jesus left here and went up, and when he showed up in the situations for the Hebrews and different people, there was always some light, some fire. A bright light and or a flaming fire, which people light their rooms with fireplaces all the time. So either way it go, wherever he showed up, there was fire. The tongues of fire that came above the people's head on Pentecost, because the Holy Spirit was running through there, right? There's a light. Oh, okay. I just want you to see something. I just want you to see. Okay? It says, be ready for the rewards of the kingdom, because the eternal light will shine upon you forevermore. Flee from the shadow of this age. Receive the joy of your glory. I'll publicly call on my Savior to witness. Receive what the Lord has entrusted to you, and be joyful, giving thanks to him who has called you to heavenly kingdoms. Rise and stand and see at the feast of the Lord the number of those who have been sealed, those who have departed from the shadow of this age have received glorious garments from the Lord. Hello. The Bible talks about getting a new body, new garments, robes, a robe for your soul. We've seen all white robes girdled, and we've seen all black robes girdled too. Satan's priests wear robes girdled at the waist, don't they? With a gold tassel or silver or black or red or whatever level they're in. Just like the angels as well. God's angels, that they said their robes were like singing, and they looked like opal and this and that. Like if you were to look at the color of a pearl type, how the rainbow goes through their clothes look like that. So the people right now that choose to clothe themselves in darkness and the things of wickedness, they're going to get a new robe too. But it's going to completely be dark. Right? And they will never get to get out of that. But if you are working and you are intending on giving up your breath for the person that gave their breath for you, you might get a different garment, yes or no? Because he gave up all that he had to make sure that when you got ready to give up your breath, you could make it to this place that we're talking about. So if the rapture is at the end, who is this great multitude? And why do people be talking about the rapture when clearly in Adam, in Revelations, and now in the fourth book of Ezra that is in the Old Testament, pseudepigrapha, pseudepigrapha, we call it OTP, it's saying in order for you to get your crown and to get your new robe, and so that there is no more darkness in you, you have to shed something specific. So why do we keep having people say they about to get on the rapture boat? And people will say, I'm a part of this 144,000, but are you real, or the great multitude, but do you realize you have to die to become that? Do you realize that? Remember, he said the dead in Christ gonna rise first. I wonder why. Because they gave their life for him. Not saying it ain't gonna be a few of us that's gonna be, but the dead in Christ, they're gonna get their honors first. Look at how many Christians is trying to skip out on the dead part in Christ. Oh no, honey, that God is on his way to get us. We're not the ones that are going to die for Christ. Oh no, not us. We're going on the rapture boat. So you don't want to die for your Savior? Will you die for him? Who know why I'm saying that? Will you die for him? Yes. Yes. Ain't that what you said? Right on in your movie that was talking about Nepal. You said, yes, I was talking to my client earlier, that believe certain parts but never heard the other. You said some of them be saying, I hope I'm not here when that happens. Interesting. what's happening right now. So are you asking to go earlier? Interesting. Here we go. Let's keep going. All right. Um, it says, take again your full number, O Zion, and conclude the list of your people who are clothed in white, who have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of your children whom you desired is full. Beseech the Lord's power that your people who have been called from the beginning may be made holy. Okay, so are you realizing when it says here the number of your children whom you desired is full, that's talking about a specific number of people that are going to lose their breath, and then now there are other things that are getting ready to happen. Have you noticed how mass unalivings have started to happen more and more and more? Like just groups and hundreds of thousands. It used to be okay, 10, 20, okay. Now on every single continent right now, there are large groups of people, whether it be mudslides, floods, fires, other stuff, just dropping. All of them people ain't evil. It's not all. Matter of fact, the people that's doing it or causing it are the people that need the unaliving of the innocents. Doesn't mean that this person is innocent. Again, I say this now. Doesn't mean that this person is innocent like they never did anything, but they could be innocent of the crime that is being committed against them that is taking their life. Does that make sense? Because every single person was born a sinner. Okay? It's not one person that wasn't. But say, for instance, God forbid, I'm out and somebody walks up to me and whatever. I ain't did nothing to you. I don't know you. So that person is innocent of why they lost their life. Does that make sense? Just a random whatever. Do you get what I mean? It's not like they were in the process of a crime or doing something that like this is their sentence. They was just where they was at and they got taken up out of here. Y'all get what I mean? So not innocent in life, but innocent of the act that just took my life. Okay? Who remembers in evil there needed to be a certain number of innocent things that had to happen in order for a certain leader to be able to come from a certain dark place and be birthed into the world. Y'all remember this? You said yes, like that 15-year-old boy who took the woman's life at the store just because he lost his mom. She didn't do nothing but walk in the store. Jesus, I don't even know that I seen that, nephew. Okay? That's crazy. Real crazy. Okay. So do you all remember when we watched Evil and the black dude was remote viewing over into a place in Africa because there was a certain thing happening during that time over there? Isn't that happening right now in Sudan and a few other places in Africa? The picture that I just showed y'all, the video that probably got me my what's the name of the people in Nigeria, looks how them people was huddled in that room, don't it? Remember when he was looking for the pastor, I think, and then he was looking through the soldier's eyes, remember? I think he was trying to get in the pastor's eyes, whichever, he was trying to get into one of the person's eyes, and he ended up seeing where everybody was at and was able to tell them what was going on over there. But they were martyring Christians, right? And it was real crazy because it looked like what's going on in some places right now. And in the show, these were called unliving of the innocents. You said, yep, and he ended up having all the rage. Oh, okay. Ain't this crazy how all of these shows is just lining up now, but they stacked on top of each other. It's not one after the other. They're all happening simultaneously. All of them. Okay, here we go. Mm-mm-mm. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. Do me a favor, and I need y'all to go to page 513 in book one, the Apocalypse of Zephaniah, because it's another place I want to go, but we just gonna go here. Uh-oh. And I need y'all to start at the 12th verse on page 513 and read that, and when I come back, we're gonna talk about it. So OTP book one, page 513, start at verse 12 or 11, whichever one. 11 is fine. Read that, and I'll be right back, y'all. y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, have a good day. This smells so good. Okay, did y'all get it? Y'all read it? Yeah. Okay. So it says, Then I arose and I stood, and I saw a great angel standing before me with his face shining like the rays of the sun in its glory, since his face is like that which is perfected in his glory. Now, does the Bible tell us that if we make it to heaven that we are going to receive God's glory? A piece of it, his glory will shine through us and we will shine bright. That's going to be one of our gifts, right? To not be shrouded in darkness no more. We'll reflect what, right? These are the garments that are so bright. We will have our original bodies back. The ones that we had before the fall. But better. So does this make you think again that in order to get to heaven, you have to be unalived in this moment that we're in? No skipping away on the boat. The dead in Christ shall rise first, and they are going to get their gift or their reward first because they chose to give up their breath. They will get their lights and their new garments prior to the people that did not die for Christ. Maybe you were still alive or whatever else it is. Okay. It says, and he was girded as if a golden girdle were upon his breast. His feet were like bronze, which is melted in a fire. And when I saw him, I rejoiced, for I thought that the Lord Almighty had come to visit me. I fell upon my face and I worshipped him. And he said to me, Take heed, don't worship me. I am not the Lord Almighty, but I am the angel Uriel, who is over the abyss and Hades, the one in which all of the souls are imprisoned from the end of the flood, which came upon the earth until this day. Uh-oh. So that means, because God said rich, poor, black, white, whatever, all people are going to do one specific thing. What is that? Yes, another thing. Yes. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Can flesh go to heaven? So then all the people, humans, and even the angels, I mean children, the giants, as it just spoke about right here, uh, they all, right, Selena. So even if you are going to go to heaven, you have to leave this body here. And I know they showed us in the movies that you're just going to vaporize and be gone, but that's not how it's going to be. Huh? You said what? Only two of them. Only two. Everybody else got to go. They're still alive. But guess what? Enoch and Elijah are still going to have to die. I don't know that it's later on. I mean, because how are you? You. This is the thing. God kept Enoch and Elijah alive to come back to earth to get killed. Finally, even those two that were translated, when they come back in this time that we don't know, they could already be back. We wouldn't know because they keeping everything off the internet. We wouldn't know. But it's looking like they should be here. Exactly. So even those who have gone and seen the heavenly realms, in order to be able to stay there forever, they are going to have to come back and finally shed this in order to get their body of light. So then why do we have people that are believing right now that they will not have to see death in order to get heaven? They are literally trying to escape dying for Christ. I used to be one of them. Oh, I'm not going to be here for that. Right. Huh? Ain't these the same people that be saying for Christ I live and for Christ I die? You said our elders been saying that. Crazy, right? Can't be judged in the flesh. Come on. Because even the elders didn't take their bodies with them, did they? If that's the case, we wouldn't have a graveyard. And how did you know that they were no longer here? Because their breath was gone. Body still here. You said I say it all the time, but now I know. Right. So the number that's in Revelations and a few other places that is going to come on the mountain with the 144,000 are the people that have given up their breath for Christ during this time. And even prior to now, the people that were thrown in the Roman whatever you call it, Colosseums and all of that, and eaten by lions and thrown in the lion's den and all of this, because they was not gonna deny Christ. All of those souls from way back then, okay, they all gonna get up first. In this moment that we live in right now, the people that are being unalived in all of these countries for believing in Christ, they are a part of that. The people that are being unalived in Nigeria right now because they're Christians, they're a part of that, the dead in Christ. The people in other countries that are being unalived for Christ, and they're saying deny him right now. And they are saying no, and they are praying up until the moment that they are buried alive or whatever else it is, which the people being buried alive, you do realize that's mocking God, right? It's mocking the baptism. Because we had a spiritual burial, but we're still alive. And so look at the enemy having people. Oh, okay, well, you was washed in the blood and buried alive. Oh, okay, well, we gonna bury you alive again. Every single thing that is happening right now, the blood that's being spilled, the displacements, and all of that is preparing us to get ready to go through it ourselves. Because if you don't think it's coming to a town near you, that you're not going to be able to talk about Jesus freely without your life being at risk, you tripping. We're in that exact time right now. There are people living what we are reading about. They are the people that are saying under the throne, that are sitting under the throne, when will you avenge our blood that has been shed? And he say, wait a little bit longer. We got to wait till the number gets added up. Here we go, this number of everybody that's sealed. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to He's waiting on a specific number. We always hear people saying, I want to be in that number. Now, in our Bible, it says a number that no man could number, a multitude. That means God knows from all the way back since the flood until now. Because remember, when he came back, he took a lot of the people that died in the flood already. And prior to the flood, he took a lot of them people already. That's the people that he raised up out of when he took the gates, and he took the people that wasn't supposed to be there. So this is the second roundup. You said, my God, I'm about to cry. I never thought of it this way. Jenny, a lot of people don't, because the pastors are not, they're not telling us how it's going to be. Because they don't want to scare nobody. Well, call me Mr. Scare-a-thon. Okay? Because I want y'all to understand. I don't want y'all to be in the dark about what is getting ready to happen. And I believe all of the word, not just bits and pieces that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. I believe the ugly parts too. Okay? You said, I hope I'm in that number. I got my ears wide open. That part. You said, I was literally just reading Matthew 12:31 and hearing this is so good. Taisha, we in here? I got a little bit more for you then. Come on in then. Come on over here. You ready? Here we go. It says, then I inquired of the angel, what is the place to which I have come? And he said to me, it is Hades. And then I asked him, who is the great angel who stands thus, whom I saw? And he said, this is the one who accuses men in the presence of the Lord. Huh? You heard that? You got that? Because everybody gonna go. Everybody that has ever lived, except, well, no, is going to go to the underworld. Hello. He said, I think you breaking it down this way helps. He said, helps us understand so that you know when you ask, you know, in depth. You said what you will be accepting. Come on. If you know what it means, this part. This part. You said, my God, my heart is aching in a different way. But let's keep going right here. So keep going to 7. Let's go. We're not going to read all of this, but most of it. It says, then I looked and I saw him with a manuscript in his hand. He began to unroll it. Now, after he spread it out, I read it in my own language. Who remembers us talking about when this angel gets ready to come through? And we read it in Revelations 14, I believe it is. He's going to make a disclaimer in everybody's language, the 7,100 languages. When he blows his trumpet or whatever it is that he does, the message that he is going to say will be heard in at least 7,100 languages. Y'all remember us talking about that? We talked about God would be unjust if he only wrote it in a language that you can't read, right? Or he only had it going over the world's loudspeaker in a language. We even, when different people are talking from, they translate. So you think they better than God when he trying to get his message through? You think CNN and all of that, when they get on there and AI, when they interpret what the person is saying, when they're speaking Mandarin and you only speak English, you think they better than God getting a message through about what's going on and what's about to happen? Even the animals. Come on. Okay. Okay. He said, I read it in my own language and I found out that all my sins which I had done were written in it. Those which I had done from my youth until this day. Tell me what you did in the 5th year of your life, in the 5th month, on the 5th day, at the 5th hour. I'm going to ask you again. Tell me what you did in the 5th year of your life, in the 5th month, on the 5th day, in the 5th hour. Can you remember? No, Ferris Love? You can't remember, Auntie Michael? You can't? No? 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 You said you can? I don't know what I did back then. Nope, no, no, no. Okay. Give me your 18th year on the 10th month and the 18th day in the 10th hour. Tell me what you were doing at that in the 10th hour of the day. Tell me what you were doing. Yeah, but baby, I'm saying on a specific day, T. I'm saying specifically on the 5th, in your 5th year, on the 5th day, at the 5th hour. Okay. Tell me the exact thought that you were having at 8:08 this morning. Specifically, 8:08, tell me the exact thought that you had at 8:08 this morning. You can't? You said I was sleeping. You said I can't remember. This is so bad. I was asleep at 8:08. Your mom wouldn't. No. Okay, I didn't ask you what you were doing. I said, tell me the thought. See, y'all don't be listening. I said, you told me what you was doing. That's not what I asked for. I said, tell me the thought that you were having, because if you're dreaming, your mind is thinking even then. Your brain is telling you to breathe and this and that. Tell me what thought you were having at 8:08 this morning. Exactly. So specifically at 8:08, the thought you had, because I didn't ask about 10, I didn't ask about 8:06. I said at 8:08, exactly what were you thinking? Not what you were doing. What were you thinking? You can't remember? You don't know? You was asleep. You said at 8:08, my thought was, oh shoot, I gotta log into my computer. So you can remember. You said I can't remember an hour ago. Interesting. Oh, you said you remember. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so let's read this again. Here it is. It says, now after he spread it out, so he handed him a book, a scroll. I read it in my own language, and I found that all my sins which I had done were written in it, those which I had done from my youth until this day. So whatever bad thought, like I'm gonna steal the cookie out the cookie jar, I'm gonna climb up on the cabinet when I'm 2 years old, and I know that I'm not supposed to be up there, but I'm gonna climb up there anyway. Do you realize that thought is written down? When you know you're not supposed to go in your mama purse, and at 5 years old you snuck in there and got a piece of church candy while she was in the prayer line. It's written down. You said only way we can tell. I see he wrote it down all the time. Whatever your mind, when your mind drifted off when you was driving to work, and you really wasn't paying attention to the road because you had a thought and you kind of drifted off for a minute, that thought is written down at the very second and middle, whatever. All of that is already recorded. Every bit of it. And it's crazy because those actions and those thoughts and those sins are what will decide if you get a body of light or a body of darkness. If you ask for forgiveness for those thoughts and sins, will decide on if you get a body of light or a body of darkness. If you will have to reap the benefits of being a sinful person on earth, right? Or if you are going to be martyred for Christ. It all of that matters. Okay? All of these things that we're reading about have everything to do with if you getting on up out of here and getting some new clothes. Okay? Here we go. Whew. It says, they were all written upon that manuscript of mine, without there being a false word on them. You said standing in the line of judgment and God pulling out both books, the book of life and the book of deeds. I need to get to the lake of forgetfulness and jump in. Okay. Do you see right there? It says they were all written upon the manuscript of mine, without there being a false word in them. See, we have errors in AI and this part to check, and we have to spell check. God don't need none of that. The only thing is wrote down is the truth on your scrolls. There is not one mistake. God doesn't need a backspace button, because the only thing that is written down on your scroll and my scroll is the truth. You know how they say it's their side, your side, and then the truth? That's the only thing that's written down. Whatever thought you had before you did whatever you did, whatever action came out of that thought, there is no excuse. It's only the truth. Some people's truths is going to lead them to darkness, and some people's truths are going to lead them to light. He said Dad can show you what why you did what you did, like a video. Come on. And not one thing on there ain't going to be right. It said, if I did not go to visit a sick man or a widow. So if somebody called you and told you they were sick and you didn't go visit them, it's written down. I found it written down as a shortcoming upon my manuscript. You said, what do you think about turning 13 and all the sins are on you? All the sins are on you from the day you're born. That's something the church made up. There's no age of accountability, because if there was, then when God sent people in to slaughter certain groups of people back in the Bible, he would have left the babies under a certain age alive. He said unalive everything. There's no age of accountability, because God speaks to 3 and 4-year-olds. We got 7-year-old murderers, 6-year-old murderers, and they will say, I know exactly what I did. Matter of fact, they say they're a psychopath from like 4 years old. So born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Here we go. It says, if I did not visit an orphan, it was written down as a shortcoming on my manuscript. A day on which I did not fast or pray in the time of prayer, I found written down as a failing upon my manuscript. Did you? And a day, on which I did not fast or pray in the time of prayer, I found written down as a failing upon my manuscript. Not a shortcoming. Now we see shortcoming, we see failings. Oh. And a day when I did not turn to the sons of Israel, since it is since it is a shortcoming, I found written down upon my manuscript, so that I threw myself upon my face and prayed before the Lord Almighty. May your mercy reach me, and may you wipe out my manuscript, because your mercy has come to be in every place and has fulfilled every place. Ain't that scary? He said that's why we all need to work on our own salvation with fear and trembling and grace. Come on now. This man saw his scroll and freaked. Because every day that he didn't pray was listed. And it was listed as a failure. A fail, a F for that day. How many F days do you have in your life? Or if God told you to fast and you didn't? Girl. And we be yelling at our kids about their grades. Tasha says, you know what? Oh, this is why you're supposed to teach your kids to pray too. I don't care if it's just the Lord's Prayer and grace. You said, I can imagine what mine's look like. Uh-oh, too many F days. Mm-mm. You said, I'm helping them. Uh-oh. Ain't that crazy? Do it look like them white robes is getting a little bit harder to get? Because they make it seem like, oh, you just have to accept the Lord into your heart, honey, and you're going to go to heaven. Oh, don't worry about it. You sing in the choir, don't you? Aren't you a part of the mother's board? You said, I'll definitely do the same. Probably more, you said more man, sheesh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You said, I always tell my children, don't get nothing. You said, in a B. But look at me. Oh, you tell them they better not get nothing lower than a B. Uh-oh. You said, girl, no, listen. You said I was just helping them with homework and was listening and shut up immediately. Uh-oh. You said I pray for forgiveness every day now. Too many years I didn't. You said, me and my baby, she's 10, just had this conversation last night about praying. This is confirmation. I was telling her how hard it is for me to pray out loud. Too, you said, but I'm going to have to do better. Why she got to pray out loud, though? Do she have to pray? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. Sister. We'll move on. Girl, it might not be safe for us to pray out loud in a minute. Hold on. Here we go. All right. He said, then I arose and stood, and I saw a great angel before me, saying, Triumph, prevail, because you have prevailed and have triumphed over the accuser, and you have come up from Hades in the abyss. Excuse me. You will now cross over the crossing place. Where is the crossing place? WOIUers from what we've read. He said she was telling me she has a fear of being on stage. She loves to sing, so I was telling her to pray, and she said she couldn't, and I was telling her to journal like I do. I was just telling her. Oh, okay, to help her overcome her fear. Got it. Okay, sis, let me stay out y'all business. I was just asking. Yeah, because if she learn to pray out loud, she definitely won't care about singing. High five. I'm gonna get out. Look, I'm gonna get out your business. I was just asking. I'm like, why she gotta pray out loud? But okay, I get it. It's a lesson in it. It's a lesson. Let me mind my business, right? What's the crossover place? Is it scary for everybody? Do everybody have to go through the exit interview the same way? So the good people, the people that's going to go to heaven, and the people that go to hell, it's some things that happen once you leave your fleshly body that every single being is going to have to go through, right? We all going to have to walk over the fiery water. We all going to have to go through, and hopefully the dogs don't be ripping us apart and all this old stuff, right? Okay. Ah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. We'll go back to that. We'll go back to that one. All right. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Now I need you to go to page 350. Page 350, book 1. Actually, can we just go to 349 at the bottom? I'm sorry. $3.49 at the bottom. It says, then the Thespite, driving a heavenly chariot at full stretch from heaven, will come on earth and then display 3 signs to the whole world as life perishes. So when Elijah shows up, it's the beginning of the real very end of all that everybody on this planet knows. Yes or no? So we're getting near the end. We're in the end. But when he show up is when all life is getting ready to perish. Not just human life, not just animal life, not just plant life, not just marine life. All life is going to start to perish at that point. Interesting. It says, alas, for as many as are found bearing in the womb, so that means pregnant, right? So as many women that are pregnant, right? For as many as suckle infant children, so if you just had a baby, right? For as many dwell upon the wave, alas, for as many as will see that day. For a dark mist will cover the boundless world, east and west and south and north. Where did we hear that? Let me ask you a question. For a dark mist will cover the boundless world, east and west and south and north. Did you write something on your paper earlier about that? Huh? In the beginning of this, we talked about the 4 corners and and the 4 this and the 4 that, right? The 4 winds ain't gonna blow, and the 4 angels standing, the 4 corners. Oh, okay. And we talked about this darkness that's gonna cover the whole earth. Great tribulation. Okay. North, east, south, and west. Those are the 4 corners. And we talked about how that could be easily done right now, and how it is being done right now, because there's a lot of places in the world right now that are without electricity. And at night, what's it look like? Pitch black. Darkness. Okay? Total darkness. Interesting. Okay. Whew. I need y'all to go down to verse 215. Right here. Well, just where it says the judgment. Right here. It says, then the imperishable angels of immortal God, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, who know what evils anyone did previously, lead all the souls of men from the murky dark to judgment. Hades. That's when he's taken all the souls that have died. Okay? And taking them straight to court. Did it say some of the souls or did it say all? What's it say there? Will lead all the souls. That means good souls, bad souls, whatever. All of them from the murky dark to judgment, to the tribunal of the great immortal God. For one alone is imperishable, the universal ruler himself, who will judge, who will be the judge of who will be judge of mortals. Are you mortal? He said, just like on Hercules, when all the souls that passed were waiting on all together in Hades for judgment. Come on. They be showing us in the kid movies, don't they? I be trying to tell y'all, they be showing us. And they was waiting for the certain number to be filled all up. And then, okay. Because it can't happen until the last soul is there. It says, then Uriel, the great angel, will break the gigantic bolts of unyielding and unbreakable steel of the gates of Hades, not forged of metal. He will throw them open wide and will lead all the mournful forms to judgment, especially those of ancient phantoms, titans, and the giants, and such as the flood destroyed. Also, those whom, I'm sorry, y'all, the wave of the sea destroyed in the oceans, and as many as wild beasts and serpents and birds devoured. All these he will call to the tribunal. So what is he saying? It don't matter what way you died. Every single soul, from the giants, the titans, the fallen angels, the beings, everybody is coming to the tribunal. Did you know that you're going to get to see Og in his natural form? Did you know that you're going to get to see the Nephilim and all of these beings, all the satyrs and all of that? They're all going to be there just like in Narnia. When Asvan or whatever his name is came back alive and all of the beings were cheering and all of this because he was back and he took the darkness off of the kingdom. Did you know that they're all going to be there with us? All the giants that were described, he said, not until we read in Baruch, every single soul that has ever lived of the monsters. Okay? Crazy, right? So you're going to get to see them one way or another. Everything is going to the tribunal, even the stars. So you think if the stars was some of the first things that was created, and he been writing down everything they've been doing for eons, why you think he wouldn't get our little 100-year life? He's recorded every day that the star didn't shine as bright as it should. The one-eyed cyclops, all of them. Ain't that crazy? The many-armed giant. What do he have? 100 arms? Are you understanding that these beings put fear into the humans, but God is getting ready to put fear into them? He got all of their books too. Think about this. They're a lot of them are the evil spirits. So not only are they gonna have to pay for what they did in their bodies, they're gonna have to pay for the sins that they caused us to do if they possessed our bodies. Ain't that crazy? So say you come under possession by the spirit of such and such, and they cause you to do it, you're going to suffer unless God forgive you. But the spirit that inhabited your body and used you as an avatar is also going to have to pay for that, because the only reason that they are wandering to and fro is because their bodies are fro. Right. Double jeopardy, girl. Ain't that crazy? You know what's crazy? We can be forgiven for the sin. They can't. He said like Hasatan did the snake. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Crazy, right? Because they got to go back to the bodies that caused the destruction of the earth before the flood. The mud flood giants going to get their bodies back. Maybe that's why they always show us these people breaking out of the rocks and coming back to life. They play in our face. Here we go. It says, and again, those whom the flesh devouring fire destroyed by flame. People are dying by fire right now. These also he will gather and set at the tribunal of God. So he's saying, even if you was burned and your flesh is now ash, it does not matter. He gonna bring you back together as well. When Sabbath Adonai, who thunders on high, dissolves fate and raises the dead and takes his seat on a heavenly throne and establishes a great pillar, Christ, and perishable himself, will come in glory on a cloud toward the imperishable one with the blameless angels, and he will sit on the right hand of the great one, judging at the tribunal the life of pious men and the way of impious men. Moses, the great friend of the Most High, will also will come, having put on flesh. Great Abraham himself will come, Isaac and Jacob, Joshua, Daniel, Elijah, Habakkuk, and Jonah, and those whom the Hebrews killed. He will destroy all the Hebrews after Jeremiah judged on the tribunal, so that they may receive and make appropriate retribution for as much as anyone did in mortal life. Huh? You heard that? So we gonna get to see Abraham in the flesh, Jacob and them. We're gonna get to see them in the flesh. Girl. And I just mentioned Jonah the other day. We're gonna get to see all of them in the flesh. Ain't that? But everybody is gonna pay for what they did. So we are literally gonna get to hear God say to Moses, hey, you split the rock, and I told you to speak to it. Because there's only one judgment day. I told y'all we going to get to see Adam too. And we going to get to see Eve in her original form. And Seth, Cain, Abel. You got to think, Abel was the first innocent to die. Hello. We going to get to see all of these people. Everybody is going to see God at one time, get seated, standing, whatever, and then court is going to be open. Doesn't it make sense to judge Adam and Eve first so that you can see the progression of sin? Where it started, the roots of the thing. Because they are the father and mother of the sinners. Had they have not done it, it would not be generational curses now. It wouldn't be whole civilizations that had to be wiped out. Do you see? So it makes sense that we get to see them. It makes sense that everybody flesh gonna come back on them. And he said we're gonna know each other. Now, how do we know? And I feel like he did, that God didn't show him all the generations of his children. Even the ones that were the monsters. Because understand that the centaurs and stuff came from his daughters. The first titans came from his daughters. Adam and Eve's daughters. The angels had to go into their daughters. And then they started mixing the species. Okay? So even the monsters, okay, that came from Adam and Eve's line, they gonna have to give an account too. Do me one favor, and then I'm going to let y'all go. One other thing, go to page 346 and start at the heavenly contest. You see it? Page 346. Then again, there will be a great contest for entry to the heavenly city. It will be universal for all men, holding the glory of immortality. Then every people will strive for immortal prizes of most noble victory. For no one there can shamelessly buy a crown for silver. For holy Christ will make just awards. I'm sorry, y'all. How about you put your glasses back on? Pray for me, y'all. I can't sleep with them on. Can't sleep with them off. I'm trying. All right, there we go. It says, then every people will strive for immortal prizes of most noble victory. For no one there can shamelessly buy a crown of silver. For holy Christ will make just awards to these and crown the worthy. But to the martyrs, here we go, he will give an immortal treasure to those who pursue the contest even to death. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's a heavenly race to get into heaven. But the people that go ahead and give up their life for Christ, it's some extra special stuff for them. So those people that are being martyred around the country for believing in Christ, it's some extra special stuff that they gonna get to inherit. It's kind of spooky that Christians do not want to give their life for Christ. They don't want to die, especially not for Christ. But there's going to be extra special gowns and crowns and things if you give up your life for Christ. If somebody came through your neighborhood right now and put, a water speezy to your, your melon, and said deny him or die, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You said they get a bonus box like on video games. Exactly. Yep, on Fridays, because they've been good, they get to go to the treasure box. You said it. This. You said those who endure till the end. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ain't that crazy? Very crazy that everybody wants the easy way. But the people that say, no, for Christ I live and for Christ I die, for real, they get extra special stuff. Moving on. Here we go. He will give an imperishable prize from the treasure to virgins who run well, and to all men who perform justice, and to diverse nations who live piously and acknowledge one God. I'm going to read that again. He will give an imperishable prize from the treasure to virgins who run well, and to all men who perform justice, and to diverse nations. Can you tell me what the word diverse means? What's the word diverse mean? Diverse means showing a great deal of variety or being composed of very different elements. So why do people keep trying to make all people say, oh, if it ain't this way, it's this way? God said right here that he's going to give prizes to all men who perform justice, and to diverse nations who live piously and acknowledge one God. Did it say only the blue and white people? Or only the purple and gold people? Or only the people that got 18 crosses and a fish on the back of their car? Or did he say, hey, it's open to all people that believe that I'm the only God there is? While everybody keep trying to paint themselves as the special people that he only coming back to get, again, to be a part of the 144,000 or to be a part of that number, you got to shed this right here. And most people ain't willing to shed this. They not willing to let their chest not rise one more time for Jesus for real. They just be talking. But right here, it says that he gonna offer himself to all folks, didn't it? It says who live piously and acknowledge one God, who love marriage and refrain from adultery. He will give rich gifts and eternal hope to these also. For every soul, not just the Israeli soul, not just the Christian, not just the Muslim, not just the Buddhist, not just, he said every soul, of mortals is a gracious gift of God, and it is not lawful for men to defile it with any grievous things. I like because he include everybody. You said, I ain't got time to be worried about others. I ain't sure I'll get in. Come on, T. So while y'all trying to keep the word, God said, I done already offered it to everybody. And I don't care what they look like, where they from, what bloodline they come from. I'm literally offering myself, and whoever believes that I'm the only God that there is and live this way, I got a reward for them. Interesting. So could that be a person that found the Bible in a hotel and started reading it on their own and they never went to church? Huh? You said just like class. Could that be a person that don't walk around saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian? Could that mean that so not the way that you see? It's so crazy that people, once you say you believe a certain thing, they start putting you in costumes. And they all look alike. But God is always talking about diversity. You said it's telling Christ didn't come for the perfect, but for the imperfect. Oh, okay. Hello. Crazy that man think you gotta wear a certain thing, look a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way, be from a certain region. And God said, I'm offering myself to whoever wants them. Whoever is willing to do my will, whether they look like you or not, whether they have your bloodline or not, whether they're your color, your hair type, your denomination. Maybe this is why he said, I got people in all flocks. I got sheep in all flocks. Don't forget that. You said, when I was younger, I had a dream where a Roman soldier asked if I would. Interesting. You said, didn't understand what it meant now, but studying. Okay. I see you. You said what it meant, but now studying, I understand what he was saying now. Interesting. Interesting. So, I'm not going to keep y'all. But hopefully, you see now, just from what we read today, that the answers of the untold numbers that are going to be there in Revelation 7, the number that no man can count, where they came from, why folks is telling you we a part of that number and not telling you that you got to die to be a part of it. Okay. The number that no man can number that's coming out of the Great Tribulation. Right. And we read the other day, you said, Dean, you never finished about the dream. What do you mean? I don't even know what you're talking about, girl. You said, I'm back. I had to leave. Can't wait to go back and listen. I know. I be barely remembering my dreams. How am I? Girl, I don't know. You're going to have to be more specific than that. But I'm about to go eat, so we'll talk about it later. Because I don't know. Girl, I don't know. I don't even remember what dream. When was this? Yesterday? Right. I'm about to go eat. I done took me out a ham shank. I'm about to fry me some potatoes. Girl, I don't know about no... T, didn't we just do an exercise and I asked you, what did you remember what you did? that goes in a part of that, girl. Y'all be expecting. Now, you know I ain't about to remember, and I done had 18 conversations by then. Girl. I can't even remember what I was talking about at 5 o'clock yesterday. We just talked about it. I love y'all. I'm about to go make me some food. I want some ham and eggs and some fried potatoes and toast. And that's what I want to eat. I love y'all.